Yan na ho. At natuloy din. At sinasabi ko nga, when things expect the unexpected talaga, alam mo, tawagin ko na nga muna itong kaibigan natin alam mo na, siguro nag-jitter kasi ako dahil, alam mo, isa siyang publisher, wow, meron siyang regular blog. Tawagin na muna natin before I explain to kung sino siya. Okay, Lalaine, come in. Yan na.
Hi, Boots!
Ay, naku, happy Independence Day. Alam mo, being one-man team, one tech, and nagkakaloko-loko, no? Pag ganun talaga, no?
I know the feeling. Maligayang araw ng kalayaan.
Yeah, talagang liberation. But let me share with our kababayan kung sino talaga si Lalaine Chu-Benitez. Eto na ho, at panoorin natin ito. Okay?
I'm Lalaine Benitez. I'm the editor-in-chief of ILLUSTRADO Magazine. I've been an overseas Filipino for the last 25 years. I'm also a mom and a wife, an aspiring urban farmer, and all-around dreamer. Some people say I'm a superwoman, but not quite. I'm an almost superwoman. My husband and I co-founded ILLUSTRADO Magazine back in 2006. With the mantra Taas Noo Filipino, ILLUSTRADO is devoted to uplift the Filipino community in the Gulf. My team and I are proud to have contributed to the rise and recognition of Filipino talent and clout in the region. And we've done so across the years by celebrating Filipino goodness, greatness, and fabulosity in whatever we do. Why do we do what we do? Because somebody has to do this. Nobody will do this for us if we don't do it for ourselves. So, Taas Noo Filipino.
Ayan, Taas Noo Filipino. Alam nyo mga kaibigan, I met this lady, I don't want to mention ilang years na rin, no? But she was part of the Philippine Business Council, if I believe, and when I gave a seminar in Dubai, I was surprised to see this magazine. Sabi ko, wow, world class. Ang ganda talaga. And little did I know, this lady and their husband, Mon Benitez, is part of it. You are really a superwoman. Lalaine. Ay mo tanggapin, you're really
Never.
a superwoman, okay? And before we go on, ang dami agad nanonood, kahit ganito tayong nagse-celebrate ng mga iba-ibang no? You have Richie Cuna, who's from Fiorgelato. Oh, Mr. George Chua is watching. Noel Coraza Mohires is also watching. Dennis MC. Raymond Arnedo Abrea. Oh, this is Mon Abrea. I mean, alam mo ito si Mon Abrea, maraming alias to eh. And my niece from Los Angeles, Gina Aquino. And then Yusek Bless Latayona, of course, to sukin-sukin natin sa DTI. But tell me, before I go, I just want to make ipit muna suspense. I'd like to share a story with you guys, and here's a story that I am very, very proud of, as I always share
I'm
something.
Lalaine Benitez.
Sorry. It's a story about two good neighbors. A good deed brightens a dark world, okay? And sa story niya, nakalagay dito na a wise and a successful man bought a beautiful house with a huge orchard. But not all were happy for him. He constantly tried to make his fellow neighbors stay in the beautiful house as miserable as possible. He threw garbage under his gate and made all other nasty things. Then one fine day, the wise man woke up in a good mood and went up to the porch and to notice buckets of garbage thrown there. The man took a bucket, cleaned his porch. He carried the bucket and went to knock his envious neighbor. The envious neighbor heard a knock at his door and gleefully thought, I finally got him. And he answered his door ready to quarrel with his successful neighbor. However, the wise man gave him a bucket of freshly picked apples, saying, The one who is rich in something shares it with others. Okay, so kung tinapunan ka rin ng basura, ibigyan mo naman ng siguro mansanas, kagaya ng orchard ni urban farmer dyan sa Dubai. O Lalaine, ano ba talagang storya ni Lalaine at ikaw daw ay nagbakasyon lang, pero ang tagal na, no? 30 years ago. How did it
Ang
turn
ha
around?
Yeah,
What
ang habang
happened?
storya. Yeah, boots because my parents were here. First of all, my dad was one of the first wave of overseas Filipinos. He was an engineer in Saudi Arabia for 10 years. So when he
Uh,
got the chance to move to Dubai because he can bring the family in, he jumped at that opportunity. So yeah, I was asked by my parents to come here for a vacation and it's been 30 years since. The rest is history. Napakahabang bakasyon. But we're so fortunate. We're so
And
fortunate.
at that time, Lalaine, I'm sure, ako, I saw also Dubai in those early years, no, when I brought Shakey's over there in Dubai, and small airport. Can you try to recall how Dubai is on those years?
Well, Dubai was very simple back then, The community was tight. Everybody knew everybody. So basically talaga pag nakikita-kita kami sa weekends, magkakakilala kami. In terms of the city, I don't know if people have seen the Trade Center, which is like, it looks right now like it's in the middle of Dubai. But back then, that was the end of Dubai. And that was the tallest building, 31 floors. And then
Mm-hmm.
after the Trade Center, it was all highway. So wala pang mga malls, wala pang mga malalaking establishments dito. And I used to boast to my non-Filipino friends before that, oh, in the Philippines we have so many things. We have Makati, we have all these big buildings, we have the mega malls and all that. So pinagmamalaki ko dati yung Maynila sa mga kaibigan natin dito, no? Kasi nga ibang-iba, napakasimple pa noon ng Dubai nung dumating kami dito. And it was very simple, even from a community standpoint. Simple lang ang kaligayahan ng mga tao. We used to meet people that we knew in the community almost every Thursday night, which is when people went to party and to
Mm-hmm.
eat with other Filipinos. So it was a very simple and it was an idyllic life, I think, as
Mm.
a young person growing up for me here in Dubai back then.
Wow, that was a lot of transformation. Siguro, I don't know how you felt it, but when I saw Dubai again, I said, did I land in a different country? I mean, the airport
Mm-hmm.
itself was so small.
Yes.
Maliit pa, no? Doon sa domestic airport natin dito, no? But, wow, imagine, Dubai is such a huge, ano bang tawag natin? Country, state, or what, no?
Well,
Para
Dubai is an
bang,
emirate or a state, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Pero
And,
napakabilis, yeah.
ang bilis ng transformation, even the progress, for example, the monorail na walang driver,
Mm-hmm.
the roads, the network. I get lost.
Totoo.
And even the malls, sabi ko nga the word big is small to you out there
Yeah.
Kasi, di ba?
They they want everything that's the biggest, the tallest, the largest, the most fabulous. That's why people get amazed when they come here, and it hasn't changed. I mean, the mentality of build, build, build,
Mm-hmm.
progress, go, future, go towards the future. That hasn't changed even now. Biroan nga namin dito, like, like kung hindi ka nakaikot in the same area for the last 2 months, you'll be surprised because you'll find something new there. There's a new building. Magugulat ka na
Mm-hmm.
lang, oh, there's a new building there.
Wow.
I wasn't aware of that. So
So,
talagang napaka fast ng development dito sa Dubai.
So you were young, look at the picture, looking at Lalaine in the early years of Lalaine, coming into Dubai. And you studied there, right?
No, I studied in the Philippines.
Oh, oh, yeah, I know you're a graduate of UP. Ang
University of the
sabi,
Philippines.
ang sabi nila, ikaw daw ay taga UP kung ano daw ang password niyan. Kasi pangatlo kang UP na aking na-interview. Kasi sabi nila, oh, alam
Oh my
mo, pag
God.
taga-UP ka, ayan, meron kang, alam mo yung ikot at
Yes,
at
UP ikot.
kumakain ka raw sa isang lugar doon, di ba?
Kasaa.
Ayun,
Kasa.
kasa.
Alam mo,
Kasa.
Boots, people
Oo.
will not believe this, pero sumasabit ako sa ikot ng Dubai, ng UP before. And that was typical of girls from UP na
Oo.
mga, sabi nga nila, mga palaban ng mga babae sa UP, you know. So we're not like
Ay,
the
naku.
kolehialas. Sumasabit
Oo, iba.
talaga kami sa jeep.
Oo, iba ang mga taga UP, talagang kita mo naman, kumbaga mahina-hina ka doon eh. You really can get.
Exactly,
Sabi nga
that's
nila,
true.
madali raw pumasok sa UP, mahirap daw lumabas.
Bakit naman? Mahir.
Madali raw pumasok sa UP. So sabi ko, why? Why is it? Sabi niya, madali ka. Yeah, you can get the scholarship and all this, but how to get out of it? You have
Ah,
that
right.
emotional
Yes,
belongingness, and you
totoo.
created bonds. Alam mo, yung mga, I'm sure you have classmates all over, batchmates, di ba? So
Mm-hmm.
yun. And eto na yun. So, did you decide or your parents decided that you stayed, and did you not oppose that, to stay there?
Well, my parents decided basically, but I think we were it took me about 2 weeks to adjust, Boots. Talagang yung 2 weeks na yun eh, siguro yun yung pinagdadaanan ng karamihan ng mga overseas Filipinos na tinatawag nila na homesickness. You know, na
Mm.
talagang iniiyakan mo yung mga kaibigan mo sa Pilipinas, no? And you're missing the old ways and, you know, the places that you used to visit. But then, you know, I got to work and naiba na yung pag-iisip ko eh because I was very busy with trying to be productive. So natuwa naman ako dun sa nangyari. Although in the
Mhm.
beginning, syempre medyo rebelde ka kasi yung parents mo sabi hindi ka na pwedeng umuwi, 'di ba? Parang ibang wow, hindi ko na imagine yun na hindi na pala ako babalik ng Pilipinas at that stage, no?
So, nandun
Pero
ka na,
natuwa naman ako. Nag-enjoy
30
ako.
years, 30 years.
Yeah.
And eto, natuwa ako kasi nagkaroon ng love story si Lalaine
Yes.
eh. Alam ko si Mon Benitez eh nanonood at alam mo naman Mon, magpakita ka naman diyan. Alam ko nagwa-watch ka lang diyan, but paano kayo nagkilala ni Mon? Yan nga.
Yes. So I used to work before for Swatch, which is a Swiss company, no?
Mm-mm.
And I was doing public relations before I went into marketing. Mon was working for Leo Burnett before. He was actually with Leo Burnett here, the advertising agency, for 20 years, no? In
Mhm.
essence, kliyente kami nila Mon. So I used to meet Mon for work before. Yeah, and I told you earlier na freelance ako ni Ramon Benitez.
Wow, na freelance. Talagang alam mo si Mon creative eh. He's really a creative director. He knew actually how to get into
Very
your heart,
creative.
right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Sabi nga ng
Uh,
mga kaibigan namin dito, he disarmed me.
imagine the
Dahil suplada
superwoman.
ako eh. Yeah.
Oo, the superwoman, the strong woman, isang taga-UP. Abay, paano kaya na-disarm ni Monto? Alam mo, Mont, please naman, mag-online ka naman dyan para makita ko naman paano ma-share ng mga lalaki yung mga how to be, not to be bullied by the women daw, di ba? And
Yeah, and we're
so,
so, yeah, we're so
you got
opposite, Boots.
married,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and you stay there, and with these two. Grabe, ang gagwapo ng mga anak mo, ninyo. Si Antonino, na 18 years old na ito, no? And si
18 years old.
Paolo Gabriel. Aba, ilang taon na ito? 23.
23. Yeah, Paolo is 23.
And of course, the Mr. Mon Benitez is there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So para kayong magkakapatid, no? Para mga how do you really handle your family now? How does
We're,
Lalaine and
yeah.
Mon, uh, treat your family? Ano bang ano?
I think we're very fortunate, Boots, because we actually enjoy being with our family. You know, we're very close knit. I think here in the UAE particularly, or even in the larger Middle East, talagang mga families are closer probably than what they are back home. Because back home, di ba, pag yung mga anak mo teenagers na, they go their own way. Out here, kami yung magkakaibigan. Although they have their circle of friends, but we also enjoy the company of our kids, you know, socially. And we've always brought up our kids to talk to us like adults, even when they were small. You know, we valued their
Mhm.
opinion. Hindi uso sa bahay namin yung sasabihan na, o wag kang makisama sa usapan ng mga matatanda. No, hindi kami ganon. I think my parents were also like that, so it was always progressive, and our kids are, were always conversing and discussing with us from the time that they were small. That's why now, as adults or young men, we enjoy their company. We can go to dinner with them and really enjoy socially with our own, with our own boys, even if they also have their own circle of friends. So ganun yung relationship namin sa mga bata.
And that is something admirable because like kahapon we interviewed Paco Magsaysay, the guy behind Carmen's Best. And he was just saying, he talagang pinagbibigyan niya yung mga anak niya, go wherever you want to go, be happy where you want to be. Because sabi niya, siya kasi, apo siya ni President Magsaysay, anak siya ni Senator Magsaysay Jr., but he went on his own. And imagine, tawa nga siya ng tawa. Kasi imagine, sabi ko, ikaw ay apo at naging sorbitero ka. But look, Carmen's Best is now a global brand. No? So, paano yung ano ngayon? Paano ang, how do you treat each other? Like, they're all what? Paolo is
Young
now
men.
23 years old.
Yeah.
Nagtatrabaho? Ano bang plano ni Paolo ngayon?
Yeah, before I get into that, Boots, make no mistake, dahil stricto kaming mga magulang, no? We're very liberal in our mentality and the way we talk to them. We're very progressive, pero we're also conservative in a way na stricto kami. Like, we don't just allow the kids to sleep over anywhere, especially when they were growing
Yes.
up.
True.
We screen their friends, we know who their friends are. Stricto kami sa mga ganyan. But in terms of talking to them and making sure that they're okay, that they feel comfortable to talk to us, it has always been the case with my kids. And sometimes, masyado ng too much information I have to tell them, especially si Paolo. Kasi si Paolo, he talks. He's a talker. And I always have to tell him sometimes, anak, too much information, I don't need to know. But we're very lucky because the boys are very ambitious. And, I think that's why hindi preoccupied yung utak nila with having a girlfriend or having relationships outside because they're dead set on achieving something. For example, si Paolo wants to go into film and content and wants to have his own production one day, One of his idols is Anthony Bourdain. I'm sad to Anthony Bourdain died, but
Yes.
his work
Yes.
speaks for itself. That's one of Paulo's heroes. He wants to see himself become something like that one day. Si Antonino, on the other hand, is finishing his requirements for year 12, and I think he's leaning towards fashion because we have, we have such a strong community here in fashion that he feels like he can add something there to the mix. So we're supporting our kids wherever they want. The only proviso is that they have to be the best, wherever they choose.
Correct.
Pero hindi
But
kami magsasabi, yeah.
but Lalaine, I'm happy because you mentioned, putting some guidelines, you're not that too strict that you stifle the kids, but
Yeah.
you are putting values actually, di ba? Ganyan
Yes.
ngayon eh. In the age of the social media, people think, oh, I can do anything. The influence of social media sa mga bata, ang lalakas,
Yeah.
But if the parents are not that well-founded, kawawa,
Yeah.
I really pity kids who end up confused. They don't know
Yeah.
where they want to go. But I think you and
Totoo.
Mon, because of your values, you are now passing on these values to them. In yung getting to know who they are, sino yung mga kasama, hindi ba? Kasi kawawa rin. I mean, it will be our responsibility as parents when something goes wrong when they get old and
Yeah.
not knowing. Di ba? Ganun talaga ang parents. Ang hirap, no?
Oo.
Siguro,
Boots,
ganun ka.
yeah. While the
Oo.
kids were growing up, we always used to have these sessions with them. Because I saw this thing on TV before. The show is called "What Would You Do If." So this was a style that that we adopted to teach the kids, how they can think for themselves. Yun ang priority namin is to teach them how they can think because we knew that we are not going to be there forever to give them what they have to choose. We cannot make choices for them. We can only give them the foundation. So we would always talk about situations na oh anak, what if you see something like this outside? What would you do? What if somebody bullies you on Facebook? What would you do? You know, and
Mhm.
then we try to put the values in there. Doon kami nag-i-impart ng lesson sa mga anak namin. So it's really it's talking a lot helps. Talking with your kids help and allowing
Mhm.
them to also talk to you. That
But
helps
you
a lot.
know, that ang ganda ng advice mo because I've been asked by many young people in seminars or even in chat, sabi nila, Butch, how can I gain more likes? Sabi ko, what do you mean? In social media kasi, my yaya gets more likes and me, I only have about 10 or 15. How can I get more likes? Sabi ko, wait. Hold on. Social media is not padamihan ng likes.
Mm.
It is actually sharing, but you're not after popularity. I mean, di ba, social media nowadays, they
Mm-hmm.
just post whatever they want to post just to get trending daw,
Mm-hmm.
yung mga TikTok na yan. Hindi ba? Yung mga ganun, no? And really, sabi ko, why such values? I feel, sabi niya, I feel na talo ako, mas popular si Yaya. No, sabi ko, that's not the right
No.
thing. Iba,
It's
no?
quality over quantity,
Yeah,
substance
true.
always. And I think for us, it's also being of service, putting out something of value. Then you might have people follow you. If you're putting out there something that could help people, then yes, you would have followers, you know. But it's not
True.
about the followers. It's about doing what feels right and, what is to you the version of contributing to the world. Iyon ang ano namin. That's how we think about these things.
But Lalaine, tell me, how does it feel to be working together with your husband in your same company? Because I've been asked that question too, kami ni Linda.
Yeah.
We've been working together for the last, turning 27 years with this company, thank God. And how do you manage it? What is your key? How do you go on your relationship? Kasi malakas ang personality mo.
Oo.
Simon, creative yan. Alam niya kung
Yeah.
paano pasikot-sikot dyan. Okay? How does it work?
Yeah, in fact, we're total opposites, you know. So I'm the type A, stressful personality who's always regimented. Mon, when I met him back then, he didn't even want to wear a watch kasi si Mon doesn't want to be bound by time. He's an artist, you know. He's lost in his
Mhm.
own world. Working together was not easy in the beginning because syempre, kumbaga sa nagtitimplahan pa kayo ng kung paano, 'di ba? Ang mag-asawa,
Mhm.
you're trying to adjust to each other. But I think what works for us now, and we happily work together, is giving each other space and acknowledging where each of us is good at. Like for example, pag creative, maybe I will say a few things, pero hindi na ako makikialam. When Mon Benitez puts his foot down on creative, that's his expertise. I won't question that. At the same time, when it comes to strategy, Mon will suggest whatever, but I think I have the last word in strategy or the commercial side of the business kasi iyon naman ang expertise ko. So talagang bigayan and recognizing each other's strength. Um,
Mhm.
Siguro dapat hindi mo saklawan kung ano yung talagang domain ng asawa mo or ng spouse
Exactly.
mo. Give
Yes, yes.
to him. That's his. Sometimes I get impatient and I have my own ideas. I have to, really consciously tone myself down because I realize, okay. And but ako naman kasi madali akong mag-apologize, Putz. If I know that I was out of line, I will always say, I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I shouldn't have
Mhm.
done that. Yeah,
True.
but it's recognizing and being self-aware na, teka, that's not your domain. You're not the expert there. Let the expert handle it. And in this case, that's my husband, He's the
Mhm.
expert in creative. That's his call. On this side of the business, that's my call. Because yun naman ang
Oo.
aking domain. Yeah.
Kasi
It's
you're
been
you're
good.
you're you're the you're the creative and the marketing strategy, growing a business together, and really the secret there is give and take. I mean, you accept each other,
Yeah.
you try to respect. Kasi sa akin ganun eh. I mean, I have my own turf, she has her own turf. But again, there are sometimes we clash, but again, we
Yeah.
don't take things personal. No? I mean, one
Yeah.
rule that we have is, sabi ko nga eh, we don't bring our problem at home. Once we step at home,
Yeah.
stop the problem kung
Mm-hmm.
office yan, no? Parang,
Oo.
kasi when it gets into the house, I mean, your kids will be affected too,
Yeah,
Hindi nag-uusap si mommy at si daddy, what
yeah.
ganon, di ba?
And
So,
and
ang
Boots,
ganda ng,
if
oo.
if I may add, no, right now, it's work at home for everybody out here, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yung sa akin is the way we handle that is at least personally for me, we have to set a proper time for everything. So I know that work ends at 6 unless we have something to finish. But after that, we cannot talk about work anymore. And ako yung klase ng tao na when it's a Friday, because that's our weekend, when it's a Friday or a Saturday, unless it's totally necessary, I don't want to talk about work because it infects my weekend relaxation. So as much as possible, ayokong pag-usapan yung trabaho. So it's putting these boundaries and, making sure that we stick to them. Although Simon medyo pasaway because he's always working. Mon is a workaholic. Can't live without, working. But, we make it work for both of us.
Oo, creative yan eh, no? Oh, by the way, let me greet some people here. My God, ang dami-dami. Paco Magsaysay is also watching. Wow, he really wanted to see sino ba yung si Lalaine Chu-Benitez, sino si Princess Ochi, o regular to, Not So Sweet Sweets. Ed Almazar is also watching. Gino Vero of Agape and Nail It. And she's opening her Kurimi milk tea in Katipunan. Kim Hain from Iloilo. Maria Josefina from Muscat, Oman. Oy, thank you.
Wow.
Vin Lorente, a wonderful story daw, sabi nila. Sheila Cruz is watching. Lynette Del Rosario Sotomayor, eto, kilalang-kilala natin. Of course, kilala-kilala ko itong babaeng to, Malu Prado. MPQ, travel together with their husband. Kamusta po? Long time no see. John Robert de la Fuente, Jonas Key Kilantang, Maithus Martinez, and Father Benigno Etule. He's based in Batanes. Ha? Oy, Father, nagtatago ka. Sabi mo, mahina ang signal dyan sa Batanes. Kasi I like to invite the Father Benigno Etule kasi ang ganda sa Batanes eh. Richmond Lim is also watching, this young entrepreneur. Ay, dami. Leslie Ann Fistan, power couple daw. Rian Miranda, and Hilarion Oliver and Jean Choi. Wow, ang dami mong tagahanga,
Wow.
Lalaine. Bilib ako sa inyo.
Mga
At
friends.
mga friends mo talaga, you are... Oh, eto naman yung relaxation ninyo, ni Mon. Oh, may baby kayo dyan, Labrador
Yes.
ninyo. Anong pangalan niyan, Labrador na yan?
Si Pepper, she's our bunso. Bunso namin yan. She's a huge Labrador. She's really big ha, na pag may dumadating sa bahay namin, kinakatakutan kasi ang lakas niya na mag-bark. But she thinks she's a small baby. So she acts like a small baby, but she's a monster. In fact.
Wow. Oo nga, no? Parang nakakatakot ata pag nagpunta dyan eh. Nako, kita mo si Mon eh, nilalaro niya si Pepper. Pepper ba yan? Pepper?
Pepper,
Ah,
yes.
Pepper. Okay. And why did you go into business of publication, Lalaine?
Yeah, Boots, that's very interesting, no? Kasi this business started as it's like an initiative of activism for us, no? Because back when we
Mm-mm.
were in our corporate work, I used to be the head of marketing for Novartis Consumer Health, which was a pharmaceutical company.
Mm-mm.
One thing that Mon and I have noticed is that Filipinos were looked down upon here. Medyo mababa yung tingin sa atin, no?
Mm-mm.
And when people see us, like for example, we travel for business because our companies are regional and they send us to Europe and around the Middle East. Pag nakakita sila ng successful na Filipino, people automatically assume that we're not Filipinos. In fact, I've been asked several times, "Are you sure you're a Filipino?" And that used to offend me. And then during those days that I used to present for my company all over the Middle East before, ang napansin ko sa mga hotels is that pag nalaman ng mga Filipino na staff na Filipina yung nagrepresent at leader nung meeting, nung conference, they will always bring their boss and show, look, that's a Filipina. That woman is from my country. So nakita ko na pinagmamalaki pala ng mga ibang Pilipino pag nakakita sila ng ibang successful na Filipino. So
Mm-hmm.
when Mon and I were thinking about putting a business, I'm in marketing, he's in advertising, and we were surrounded with people who are very good in communication, mga photographers, writers, models, at iba pa. We thought, why don't we make a publication that uplifts the Filipino people? And that's why we came up with Illustrado back in 2007. That's why we started working on that because we wanted to change the image of the Filipinos out here. So yun yung dahilan kung bakit namin inumpisahan ng Illustrado.
But I share that same sentiment. Being an OFW myself, I was assigned in Malaysia, I was assigned in Middle East, in Dubai, Saudi Arabia. Alam mo masakit kasi like for example, when they see like when we were in Singapore, my wife and I, so I was in an official function and it's so sad, nakakainis no. Medyo dahil ang tanong sa akin, "Oh, what construction company are you connected?" Sabi ko, "Excuse me? Construction company. I'm not even a contractor myself. I'm with I used to be with Shakey's Pizza International based in the US, but para bang taas noo sila, ha? Para bang ha? Parang and I really admired the way yung rally ninyo na Taas Noo Filipino, no?
Yes.
Kasi it's high time that it's really high time people around the world know sino ang Pinoy. Lalo ngayon na independence pa naman, di ba? Para bang sino ang Pinoy. So you made yourself into what? You created Illustrado. So paano nagkaroon ng Illustrado ngayon with that activism in mind?
Yes, so I think any good mission will always attract good people. So we believe in that. That's why a lot of people gravitated towards us when they understood what we were trying to do, no? So ang mission namin is helping the Filipino flourish with our global vision and our native soul. So we still keep our values, our Filipino values intact, but at the same time, widen our perspective. So I think that's how we were able to attract so many progressive Filipinos from all over the world. We were working with some 50 writers, from different countries back then. And even, esteemed writers like Krip Yuson, for example, he was writing a column for us. So yung mga ganitong klaseng tao, because they knew that we were trying to do good things and we were trying to change the narrative of the Filipino, they were working with us. And of course, we're a small company, we don't have all the resources in the world, Boots. But kahit na ganon, sometimes some people would work with us even on pro bono basis because they knew that the mission was good and they wanted to be part of that. So that's how we were able to put together all the things that we've done in the last 13 years, whether it's putting together the magazines, doing the events, or encouraging the fashion community, the creative community out here, or doing our dialogues online. It's really attracting lahat ng mga tao na nag-a-aspire for a better future for the Filipinos, and that's what we've been able to do.
I've been monitoring you ever since we met, and sabi ko, wow, eto si Lalaine at si Mon. Bilib ako kasi, even hindi pa uso itong work from home ngayon, no? Ngayon, nauuso na, but you have been doing online, you've been doing your, ano ba yun? Illustrado Go Live ba yun noon?
Illustrado Go Live, yeah.
Oo,
3
and
years
you were,
now. Yeah.
oo, parating sabi ko, wow, ano ina-achieve nito? You're trying to project kung sino yung mga Pinoy, sino yung mga mahusay na Pinoy, and you really uplift, no? And you work closely with the Philippine Business Council, Lalaine, di ba?
Yeah, I'm still the vice chairman of the Philippine Business Council, and we work closely with entrepreneurs here. We also work closely with the fashion, with the Filipino fashion community, and we're happy because we saw them grow. We were
Oh.
part of that growth and recognition ng mga designers natin. We're also a big part of the creative community, mga content creators ng mga Filipino, mga photographers. So it's really activating these people. And, just to touch up on your question, why we were doing all this online thing. We started doing live since 3 years ago. I guess if you're a small team and you have limited resources, you have to be very innovative. So you have to look for ways on how you can engage with your audience. That's why we're always looking for ways na hindi naman mahal, it doesn't require a lot of resources, pero we can really interact with people.
Exactly.
But yung ano namin doon, yeah.
Oo,
what
yung
we
dating
want
nyo
to
kasi,
do-
yung dating nyo, Ilustrado, wow, ang lakas, ang laki ng kumpanyang ito, so professional, so
We're
creative, you
small.
know. Yeah, but you are lean and mean. I mean, yun ang nakikita ko no? Para bang, and yet, you project to the world that you are big. I mean, the way your creativity, the way your innovativeness is coming up,
Yeah.
with all the contribution of the Pinoy. I guess, how far are you now? How successful are you now with this Taas Noo Filipino? Are you, kasi matagal na ito, no? Matagal na itong
Oo.
advocacy ninyo. How is it now? Where are you now with this advocacy?
I think, yeah, 13 years, you could say that, I'm happy to say that we've infected. We've infected so many Filipinos along the way. And like I said earlier, we've seen Filipino communities, not only business and the designers and the creative community, rise because of our efforts or our contribution. I think we're very, I would call ourselves very successful in terms of really changing the way we talk about Filipinos out here, because the kind of messaging that we have put out there. As a company right now with COVID and all, of course, everybody's struggling, but we're finding a way to evolve what we're doing. So we're doing new things in the future.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so I think marami na kaming na-touch na mga tao. Marami na rin kaming mga, for example, mga domestic helpers na nag-aspire na magnegosyo, na naging negosyante dahil sa mga ginagawa namin. Marami yung
Yes,
mga nag-uumpisa pa lang na ngayon
true.
ay mga celebrated na out there because of the way we have been promoting them through the years. So I think in that regard talaga namang nakakatuwa. At least yung mga pinaghihirapan namin nagbubunga.
Yes, but you know, it's not an overnight thing, no, Lalaine, di ba? Para bang slow but sure. You're like a boxer. You cannot really knock out unless you keep on punching and punching and really with that aggressiveness in mind, di ba? Para bang hindi nakakapagod, right? I mean, sometimes you feel, say,
Nakakapagod
am
yan.
I doing the right thing? Like for example, may mga mindsets pa rin yung mga ating mga kababayan na, ay, hanggang dito na lang ako. Mga ganon. Ano ang mga challenges na nakikita nyo ni Mon with the mindset of mga kababayan natin, mga OFWs, no?
Oo.
Ano mga napapansin nyo na dapat i-improve?
Well, speaking of nakakapagod, before I talk about the mindset, nakakapagod talaga, Boots. Kaya lang, if we don't do this, who's gonna do it for us, right? I always say that. Kapag hindi natin ginawa para sa sarili natin, sino pang gagawa? And that brings me now to the mindset. I think one of the mindsets that we have to change with the Filipino community out here is that expecting or wanting somebody always to rescue us. I think that's one of the things that we have to change. Especially now na nagkaroon ng pandemic, a lot of people still feel that, but what is my government doing for me, right? Anong ginagawa ng
Mm.
Pilipinas para sa akin? And I'm sitting here and I'm talking to my team and we're like, pero ikaw naman yung gustong magpunta rito, di ba? So dapat
Yes.
alagaan mo yung sarili mo. Although we are asking help from our governments and we're asking help from the community, we have a responsibility to ourselves. Nobody
Mm-mm.
will rescue us. We are responsible for our own fate. And I hope Filipinos would realize that hindi tayo pwedeng sisi lang ng sisi sa gobyerno natin. It's up to us. We have to empower ourselves. Kailangan ibangon natin yung sarili natin. That's one of the things that I hope would change with Filipinos moving forward.
Mm.
And the way we project ourselves as small. Normal na sa mga Filipinos na lagi silang maliit. Alam mo, kahit na yung gestures natin sa katawan, di ba ganyan? Excuse
Yeah,
me, mga
we have
ganyan,
this
no?
we have this body language of
Oo,
inferiority. We have this para
totoo.
bang parochial minded na sir ano lang naman na natapos ko ganito ho lang
Oo.
no yung maliit I think this is where we keep punching people sort of not
Yeah.
literally but trying to inspire them. Alam mo lalo ngayong pandemic, ang daming mga tao talagang, even here in Manila, no? Para bang sinasabi na, Butch, what will it be? How can we bounce? How can we get back? A lot of entrepreneurs want to surrender, but I always say, look, you became an entrepreneur for what?
Mhm.
You wanted to make a difference, right? You have a leadership. You are responsible to your employees. You cannot just say, bahala na matira, wag
Yeah.
nang sweldohan yan. Um, masakit man, no? Masakit, but it's really a compassionate level mode. Kumbaga, wag na muna tayo mag-usap ng pera-pera, you know? Magtulungan na muna
Totoo.
tayo. We're in the same
Totoo.
boat eh, di ba? So,
Totoo.
eto pa isa, I think the challenge that we have now, we are faced now, is a lot of OFWs are returning to Manila and returning to the different provinces because they have no jobs. I read that there are a lot of people who have been laid off.
Yes,
A lot
yes.
of people are just saying, much as you wanted to, wala na.
Talagang
Anong talagang situation ngayon sa diyan sa Dubai or the Middle East? Talagang marami ba talagang umuuwi? Kasi ang projected dito mga 42,000 people who are
Hindi
coming
ko,
home.
I'm not really sure about the numbers, although I
Mm.
think sometimes our traditional media tends to exaggerate numbers.
Yeah, yeah.
Kasi before, if you remember, during the recession boots back in
Mm-mm.
2008, 2009, I remember there was a headline in one of the Philippine dailies na 200,000 daw ang uuwi. Pero hindi
Wow.
naman totoo nangyari. That was back then, no?
Yeah.
The thing that we need to realize with Filipinos, I know na maraming uuwi ngayon, and it's not only for the Filipino community. I guess that's for all nationalities out here, no?
Yeah. Right,
Except the
right.
Emiratis, of course. I think what we need to realize is how resilient Filipinos are. Magaling tayong kumapit eh. Alam mo, kahit na
Mm.
ganong kahirap, they will stay and they will try to find a way to adapt and find jobs, which is what they
Mm.
did back then when there was a recession. They stayed, they looked for jobs, and then later on, nakabangon sila ulit. So, I think for our kababayans out there, di ba, yung sabi nga nila, laban lang. Talagang dapat lumaban tayo, but we have to
True.
keep an optimistic outlook that all this will be, this too shall pass. Sabi nga nila, no?
Mm.
Trust in God, and go on and do your best out there. Wag kang mag-give up because we're still alive. Habang may
True.
buhay, 'di ba? How are you gonna live? You don't want to be miserable while you're alive. So you might as well enjoy it every day and sulong, 'di ba? Bangon.
That's why I think Lalaine is changing the way you outlook yung buhay nyo. Kasi nga marami tayong telenovela sa buhay. You know, we are watching a lot of telenovelas.
Yeah.
We're fond of watching and then we try to sort of copy and say, ay, ang ganda nila, happily ever after. Ano naman kaya ako? Para bang you can move you can get out of your shell, di ba? Para bang dito ngayon, ditong pandemya, I'm sure marami kayong makikita na na-discover. I'm sure ikaw, Lalaine, ano ba na-discover mo during pandemya about your work from home ngayon?
Mhm.
You discovered something na, uy, kaya ko pala ito, you know? So,
Actually, yeah,
yeah.
na-discover ko, Boots, kung gaano kami kaswerte. I mean,
Uh-huh.
we are not the richest people in the world, far from it. We have our own challenges, pero nakita ko kung gaano kami kaswerte and how blessed we are. And I think this is the kind of mindset that people need to adapt. They need to see the goodness in whatever they have. And I think that helps you move forward. So as for me during this pandemic, that's the biggest realization. Another realization for me is I've seen how having a simple life is a lot better than having a life that is dependent on material things.
Mhm.
Kasi kaming pamilya kami, hindi kami materialistic eh. And people
Mm.
sometimes cannot understand that because they see us in a fashion magazine, they see what we do, and
Yeah.
they think na automatically na uh, kasosyalan and all this, as we
Oo,
say it in
oo.
the Filipino community. Pero hindi totoo yun. We're actually quite simple in the way we live.
Mm.
We're not into luxuries and stuff. Very simple lang yung pamumuhay namin. And I realize right now that the more you depended on materialistic things, the more your life will be difficult right now. But if your
True.
life is simple and you prioritize on family and home and the simple joys that you have and being grateful, your life
Mm.
would be good. You
True.
will still be okay no matter how difficult it is right now. Yun yung nakita
Well,
ko nga.
isa siguro mga natutunan ng mga Pilipino ngayon is financial literacy. Alam ko just sa Dubai, we have been, there are a lot of seminars going on, a lot of, almost every month there are people who talk about financial literacy. Philippine Business Council even sponsors that.
Mhm.
But again, eto na yun eh. This is the real thing. I mean, siguro they have taken it for granted. Okay lang yan, di ko maintindihan, mahina ako sa math. But now, push come to shove, aba,
Yes,
saan ka huhugot ng pera ngayon, di ba?
totoo.
Ah,
Totoo.
May
Ang mga kabayan pa
magpapautang
naman natin,
ba?
yeah.
'Di
Mm-mm.
ba? Yung bang
Tsaka
ganon.
sabi nga nila, Boots, mga kabayan natin, I mean, this is very Filipino. We like to live for the day, right? We like to
Yeah.
eat, we like to sing, we like to dance, we like to
Mm.
drink. I hope
Mm-mm.
that that mentality will change because that's not going to be forever. So we have to secure ourselves, no? We have to
True.
think about how we can be sustainable in the long run.
So, naging ano I mean, believe ako talaga, Lalaine, you're really all out, being a model yourself, being a blogger in all this. You're really trying to project something, a message to the world that a Filipino can be world class, right?
Definitely, Boots. I think it's part of our branding, right? If we want to
Mm-mm.
project a more, why do we want to project a successful, image out there? So we can attract success. My mom used to tell me before na, sabi nga ng mother ko, because I always, my mom was my best friend, and she used to tell me, pag mukha kang mahirap, walang magbibigay sa'yo ng pera. It's as simple as that. Totoo naman yon, di ba? Pag mukha kang mahirap, magkano yung isasweldo nila sa'yo, right? And that is true
Right,
because if
right,
you
right.
present yourself as a loser or somebody who looks like a victim, you will be
Uh-huh.
treated like a victim and you will get paid the salary of a
True,
victim. But if
true.
you project yourself as successful, then you attract success. That's why in everything that we do, it's always about quality. Kahit na maliit lang yung production namin, kahit na wala kaming budget sa production, it has to look good. It's authentic, but it has to look good. Kailangan planchado yan kasi that's what we want to, promote that image of the Filipino at our best, so that people can treat us also at our best.
Oo. Alam mo, importante, quality. In anything
Quality.
you do, the content matters. Eh. The other day I was talking about the story about the cup and the coffee. People are saying, but why did you discuss about the cup and the coffee? Pare-pareho lang yan. Hindi. Because the story there, a lot of people would go for the most expensive cup, but they never realize coffee is life. I mean, are you going to drink the cup or are you going to drink the coffee? So regardless, but right now, this world has taught us the simplicity of life, the essential of the essentials nga, no? Di ba yung ganun? For example, OFW ko, okay, uuwi ako, pinapauwi na ako, good. Accept the fact. Now, what are your plans? Parang ganun. Yun ang sinasabi ko ngayon sa mga OFWs na, accept the fact that yes, and then move on. Don't
Yeah,
don't wallow into your
true.
emotions. Nakawawa ako, pinauwi ako, anong buhay namin. Hindi eh. Get out of that vicious
Yeah.
circle, di
Mm-mm.
ba? Tama, di ba? Parang if you don't pull out yourself, you'll be drowning by yourself, di ba?
That's what keeps me up, and that's what keeps me alive and happy even at difficult times like this. And I had to learn that the hard way, Boots, because I'm just human. I also had my weaknesses before, but I think growing older and each year going through challenges, that has not only toughened me up, it has also softened me because it allowed me to yield to the grand plan of the big boss, to trust in the process. Basta alam ko I'm doing my best, I'm keeping a positive outlook na, kaya to. And, be brave out there. Put your best foot forward. Ganun lang naman. Ganun lang kasimple yung, yung philosophy ko sa buhay.
That's true. Mukhang philosophy taga-UP yan eh. Nanonood din si Pocholo de Leon Gonzalez na isang voice master, graduate ng UP. But again, I'm showing some pictures of the Illustrado. This is really world class. I mean, yan ang inyong output ni Mon, di ba? Yung to show the world, hey, we can be competitive, right?
Mm-hmm. That's true. So actually, every time we put out a magazine or whatever kind of work that we do, instead of thinking of competing with other Filipino media or publications, in our heads, we are competing with international publications out here. Doon namin gustong itapat, doon namin gustong itabi ang Illustrado. That's why Illustrado looks like that. That's very important for us.
Alam mo, pareho kayo ng pag-iisip ni Paco Magsaysay, yung Carmen's Best. Sabi niya, Why will I compete within the Philippines? I want to compete with the brands, with those top brands of ice cream. And I'm confident magtapata na tayo sa taste, you know. That's why he
Right.
went and put up in Singapore, which is like you. You're going to compete not, you know, among the Filipino, but go out to the world and say, hey, kaya ko ito. Tignan mo,
Mhm.
di ba? Ano ang
That's
feedback
why
sa Illustrado? Anong mga nare-receive ninyong feedback na I'm sure you're getting a lot of feedback from different people.
nakakatuwa, Boots. I mean, that is what makes the blood, sweat, and tears worth it. You know, when we hear people talking about how Illustrado has touched their lives, no, maraming nagsasabi sa amin na, you know, they were looking for a boost and na-boost sila, na-inspire sila ng ginagawa namin. You know, there's one story that really springs to mind right now. One designer in the Philippines contacted me, no, and he specializes in what he calls trashon. It's repurposing garbage into fashion items. And he said to me before that he was a street kid and one day nakita niya yung Illustrado magazine somewhere doon sa paglalakad niya sa Maynila. No? He was a street kid. He was homeless, he didn't have any money or nothing. And at that time, ang cover ng magazine namin was Michael Cinco's creations. And when he saw that, he said, I'm going to be a designer someday. And then he sent me a copy of that magazine at ngayon designer na siya. So yung mga ganong klaseng storya talagang nakakabuhay ng loob, you know, na kahit na ano yung pinagdadaanan namin, kahit na mahirap sometimes or kahit na minsan napapagod kami, when I see things like that, it really makes me feel like, yes, we have done something good, you know, we have contributed, and that makes me feel happy.
Well, considering 13 years and 131 issues, siguro you really have been spreading goodness, you have been spreading hope and
Yes.
inspiration to a lot of people, no? Imagine 131 issues. How often do you come up with the issue, Lalaine?
Yeah, before we went digital, it used to be monthly, and then we shifted to quarterly last 2 years. We shifted to quarterly because we wanted to really make compilations. So thematic na yung mga issues namin. So hindi na lang siya yung casual na every month may iba-iba kaming issue na tinatackle, but we do thematic issues every quarter. So it's always special editions.
That must be taking a lot of your time planning, huh?
I
Paano
have
yung planning nyo? Yes, yes, I've seen that.
wanted to show you this. You see
Yeah.
how big this is? This is like the encyclopedia now of the most successful Filipinos out here in the Gulf region.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a, you know, we're so proud of this because this was like 6 months in the making. With our small team, with our limited resources, we've done all that, and you know, it's really a great piece of work. We're very proud of this.
How did you search for those 300 Filipinos?
Well,
What was the
research
process?
research. We have a very extensive network, our Goodwill network. We're so fortunate because we're so connected. I'm not sure if there's another company na Filipino that you can find that is as well connected as we are right now. And it's
Mm-hmm.
because of the good, the work that's all about goodness that we have been putting together through the years. So we're so exceptionally well connected, and yeah, research also. We ask people to nominate, but we always have to investigate. We do our own investigations on these things,
So how
and we're
long
very committed.
averagely these 300 Filipinos, gaano katatagal na yung mga yan sa Dubai or UAE?
A lot of them, at least yung mga ano natin, ano, yung mga trailblazers natin, and those who have
Mm.
really done something here, at least probably about 15 years, mga ganyan ang ano nila, 10 to 15 years, untypical time that they are here. But you know,
Mm.
you have other people who are new here who are also doing very well in the corporate world, and you know, even in the fashion industry as social media influencers who also
Mm.
play a role in promoting Filipinos.
You know, Lalaine, one thing that I realize, a lot of people still in from Manila or in different provinces still want to go to Dubai. What would you recommend at this point in time?
I think it's good to visit Dubai. Why not? Go to
But to
Dubai
work,
during the week to
but
work.
to work.
I guess if you
What?
are
How? Yeah.
empowered, if you are competitive, come to Dubai and find your fortune here, but do it properly. But if you want to go here on visit visa and become a domestic helper or a nanny, I
Mhm.
wouldn't advise that. Kasi minsan, baka mas maganda pa yung sitwasyon mo sa Maynila. So if you, depende kung anong sector ka, if you belong to that sector which is vulnerable,
Yeah.
um, don't come here. But if you feel like you can compete with the rest of the world, if you have, specialist knowledge, if you're a professional, and you have your funds and you have a support system, then come and find your fortune here.
Like what professions are you looking at? Anong mga klaseng Pilipino ang pwedeng makipagsapalaran diyan? Of course, not the domestic because they are really vulnerable, no? I mean,
Yeah,
talagang
yeah.
yung iba
No, we won't advise
nagtatago,
that.
'di ba? Yung ginagawa ng mga Pilipino lumalabas, saan ba nagpupunta 'yon sa
Oo.
isang island, no?
Yeah.
So hindi na advisable 'yon, right? And
Hindi na talaga.
but kung ako ay Filipino, ano ang dapat kong profession that if I want to dream of going
Yeah.
and, put a stake of myself there in Dubai, what kind of profession are you looking at? Would
Well,
you
I think
advise?
considering COVID right now, the kind of professions that they will be looking for are probably in the healthcare industry, also
Mm-mm.
in technology. So yung mga web developers dyan, yung mga computer science graduates and all that, there's still a shortage out here of people who are in those kinds of, categories. Probably logistics. And yeah, syempre naiiba yung shape ng job market because of the
Yes.
situation right now, no? But definitely, healthcare,
Mm.
um, technology, and probably essential services like in the food industries, mga deliveries ng food, logistics, that's still there. By the way,
So
Boots,
may,
if I may,
oo. Yes, yes.
actually we're doing a webinar for Filipinos who have lost jobs or who are trying to look for career development or who are trying
Okay.
to go into self-employment. That's one of the new
Mhm.
projects that we have. So we're doing a webinar on Monday night, and then we have
Monday.
experts to guide them where which industries are hiring and what they have to do to be successful out here.
Mhm.
Pero yeah, like you said, kung ikaw ay kaparte ng mga vulnerable na mga sektor, huwag ka nang pumunta dito because I don't think you will have a big difference in the kind of salary that you will get out here that will
Mm.
justify you leaving your family. So I will not advise that. But if you belong to a more competitive segment ng professionals, then yes, I think why not, right?
But I'm so happy because si Conjen, no, Paolo, and si Ma'am Yasmin are very, very active in supporting the Filipinos there. Ha? I met Conjen, and ang husay kumanta, no? I mean, he's really a man of all talents. Ha? Mahusay na mag-lecture, mahusay pa kumanta, at very, very active sa Filipino community.
He is.
Natutuwa ako, no? Kasi I've never seen yet anybody like
That's
that na
true.
talagang malaki ang difference na ginagawa ng kumbaga ng
Definitely.
ating gobyerno diyan, 'di ba? 'Yun ang ano doon.
Definitely. I
So,
think
what Go ahead.
let's go ahead,
Sorry.
Foots.
No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean for the last for the last 30 years, I haven't seen anybody who works as hard and who is as close to the community as Conjan Paul Raymond Cortez and Ma'am Yas. That's not to say that the other consul
Mm-mm.
generals were not doing their job. No, they were doing a good job. Kaya lang sila, they really go the extra mile. And to the point that we get shocked because like if I will request for him to come for, I don't know, an interview on a Friday, mga anim na events ang mga naka-line up niyan. So, talagang ganun sila. And, as much as possible, they don't want to say no. And sometimes I tell them, you have to rest also because we're friends with them. So I tell them
Yes,
you
yes.
also have to rest. But yeah,
And of
they
course,
work very hard.
our friend Eric Elnar, who used to be assigned there, no?
Sa trade attache,
Nasa
yeah.
US na siya, no?
Commercial
So
attache, yeah.
he and I have been in touch, no? So ano ang mga pwedeng, like for example, tell me, Lalaine, like for example, me as assisting a lot of entrepreneurs, what kind of help can we as entrepreneurs in Manila assist the OFWs or kapwa nating Pilipino dyan?
Well, Boots, hopefully, medyo premature because I was supposed to write a letter to you on this. I hope that you guys can help. by disseminating information. You can teach us.
Yeah.
I think teaching and providing educational opportunities to Filipinos out here who want to be entrepreneurs, that's a
Mm.
big deal. And providing them opportunities, like we want to learn about franchising. We want to see what kind of businesses we can acquire back home, you know?
Mm.
And napag-usapan natin kanina na baka maraming umuwi ng mga Filipinos, no? And I think a
Mm.
lot of Filipinos might be going home thinking that they will be self-employed back home, because what are you going to do, right? If the job
Right.
market is a little bit challenging right now, then you
Mm.
probably will set up your business. So I think teaching them how to become entrepreneurs and providing them opportunities like franchising and where they can put their money, where they can invest properly or
Mm.
wisely, I think that's a very good assistance that you can provide out here.
Actually, yan ang pinaplano namin, no? Kasi nga, nakakaawa because for the last so many years, I've been reading emails, I've been getting a lot of people telling me na naloko sila, na nagkaroon sila ng scam, na ala franchise ko, no? And then also with this pandemic, nagbago na eh. Iba na yung landscape ng franchising. This is not where is the post-COVID, the pre-COVID, iba na.
Yeah.
And this is where I've been busy because a lot of franchises are now pivoting, no? Nagpi-pivot talaga yan, umiikot talaga 360 degrees. Like, for example, our friend Josie C. of Peanut World, uh, she came out, most of her stores are in the malls.
Mm-hmm.
And these are kiosks, no? And now she pivoted. She came out with this spicy ramen, Oriental spice, which is can be delivered from home, community based. So, kung kukuha ka ng franchise, and this is what I've been telling a lot of people, investigate first before investing. And learn.
Definitely.
Kasi
Definitely.
nga, may natabing siguro mga pera yung mga ating kababayan, ng mga 100,000, 50,000, 200,000. Don't just splurge, you know. And really, that's the reason why I'm so thankful we connected again. Alam mo kasi si Lalaine, busy-busy eh, no? Minsan bigla na lang, oops, uy, kilala pa pala ako ni Lalaine.
Of course. How can I not know you? I always remember you. In fact, I was gonna, yeah, you know about, hopefully we'll work again very soon together.
Yes. And
I'm
really,
looking forward to that. Yeah.
I like to work with people where we can connect. Because I think our role, actually, Lalaine and me, myself, we are like a bridge. Eh. We are like a road network. We have to make people cross the bridge and having that faith. No? Alam mo, importante yun, hindi yung takot na paano na ako ganon. And we're like the big brother, the big sister guiding. No? Kumbaga sa pagiging Taas Noo Filipino, alalayan mo rin yung mga Pilipino naman.
Mm-hmm.
Hindi yung
Totoo.
sugod, laban ng laban, but
Of
hindi niya naman
course.
alam kung anong pinaglalabanan, di ba? So, I'm really willing to do that. In fact, I can even do a special webinar for, siguro through your company. And I'm really giving my all-out support to a lot of Filipinos there.
Super.
Kasi
I have
mahal
not,
sa
I
akin ng
have not,
Pilipino eh.
yeah. I have not even sent my email and you're saying yes?
Alam mo ako, informal akong tao eh, di ba? Alam mo naman sa akin,
Salamat.
kasi baka yung email mag-bounce pa. Alam mo,
Oh,
today,
definitely. Looking
sa
forward to
panahon
working with
ngayon,
you.
yeah, you have to act fast, you have to think fast, and you have to help people, no? Kasi
Yes.
sa akin
And
ganun yan eh. Di ba?
and
Ang
totoo,
daming
Boots.
mga
Yeah.
mga mga negosyo ngayon na pwedeng
Totoo.
pagkakitaan, pero yung mga taong uuwi, dapat tulungan muna, di ba?
Totoo. And like
Kumbaga,
you said, Boots, alalayan natin. You have to equip them with knowledge because marami pang kulang sa kaalaman ng mga kababayan natin, especially when it
mm,
comes to business. So I think that's a really valuable service that we can do for the Filipino community out here.
mm. Ang dami na nagko-comment, hala ka, patay tayong bata ka. So, sabi ni Cheryl Bakay Agbi, I agree with Lalaine, the job market is changing not just in the UAE but in the whole world. Aside from your typical job, you will have to adapt to the new reality by learning new skills and exploring many possibilities. Like for example, ngayon, kung hindi ka marunong mag-Zoom, o hindi ka marunong mag-ganitong online, Kasi alam mo, it brings back memories kasi when I was in Saudi Arabia, I was teaching Filipinos and myself how to do cassette recording. Alam mo, ewan ko, naabutan mo yun. Yung malaking cassette recorder na
Oo
ganyan, parang
naman.
size 7 na sapatos, di ba? Tapos may dala kaming salamin, may dala kaming litrato, nagre-record kami. O, kamusta kayo? Ako na sasagot naman, ako rin, mabuti, you know. Para ngayon naman, via Zoom, no? By this platform. And really, we have to adapt. I think the
Yeah.
biggest thing is change your mindset. Change your
Of
mindset, no?
course. Sabi ko nga
Kasi,
sa husband ko
oo.
dito, we cannot be dinosaurs. I always say that, hindi na kami millennials. Medyo phillennial na lang. Feeling na lang yung millennial. But,
Hindi,
we cannot be dinosaurs. We have to keep adapting, right?
yeah, and nobody gets old, I tell you. Kalabaw lang talaga raw tumatanda, no?
Totoo.
So, pag inisip mo ang problema, problema pa rin ang aanihin mo, no? But if you think about your faith and you really grow yourself in a positive way by encouraging more people, I always believe, you give back to the community, your blessing that you have. It's a way of acknowledging, act of gratitude, eh. Kasi
Totoo.
gano'n
Totoo
naman ang
yan.
buhay lang talaga, hindi ba? Iikot lang, umiikot lang, no? So, gano'n, yun ang isang promise ko and really, it's up to you to schedule that and let me know when I can do the webinar and we can do the series of webinars.
We will do that,
Uh,
definitely.
Oo,
Puts nung
ayan,
pa
ang
nga nung
dami
sabi
na.
mo kanina, no? I wanted to share also. Sabi nga again, I keep referring to my mom, no? My mom used to tell me before, anak, mas mabuti na yung ikaw yung nagbibigay kaysa ikaw yung naghihingi. She used to tell me
Mhm.
that. At natanim yun sa pag-iisip ko. Kaya we're so service-oriented. This is our contribution. That's why we do a lot of these things. Masarap yung
And
pakiramdam na nakakapagbigay ka sa mundo.
I think we also want to leave a legacy na when
Yes.
we are gone, we have people who are taking up our reins. Hindi yung habang pinagkakapihan ka, ay salamat, nawala na rin yung loko na yon, no? Para bang ang pangit ng gano'n, 'di ba? Yung gano'n na, ay salamat, nawala na rin. But they will remember you na si Lalaine at si Mon ay nagsimula ng isang negosyo dahil sa isang advokasya. And really, that's good. I really salute you guys. Believe ako talaga sa inyo. So ano naman tong picture na ito, Lalaine? And ano ito? Ah,
Oh yeah, that's our Day of Sisterhood. That's part of our initiative for Illustrado. No, we wanted to empower Filipina women, Boots, kasi dati hindi maganda ang image ng Filipina women, no? We were
mm,
always associated with mail-to-order brides and hindi mga magagandang images on the internet. That's why we thought we'll have an initiative every year during March that's called the Day of Sisterhood, where we sit together with fellow Filipinas and
mm,
we teach them. We talk about different things that are of concern to us. It can be about career, it can be about business or financial literacy. It can also be about relationships and
mhm,
sexual health, and then
mm.
in the afternoon we do fashion and we dance together and we sing together. So it's like kapatirang mga babae. Parang
And
ganon, no?
also,
We
I'm sure
share.
also you're teaching them how to do your imaging, the right way to
Yes,
put
definitely.
makeup, the right way
We
to
teach them a
dress.
lot of things. Yes. Kasi kasama yan sa pagiging proud Filipino. Kasama yan sa branding, kasama yan sa outlook mo sa mundo. So
Teka,
that's
bakit
what we do.
bakit naman Pilipina lang? Kami namang mga lalaki, paano naman? Mon
Actually, yeah.
Benitez.
Totoo. Yeah.
Ikaw ba merong kapatiran lalaki rin na ituturo? Dapat naman meron naman kayo ituro. Kakaya naman. Kasi may mga Pilipino naman kasing lalaki na talagang losyong na losyong. Siguro
Oo.
dapat rin
Actually,
ayusin, no? Di
may
ba? Yung
mga nag-request
imaging.
ng ganyan, yeah. There were some requests for Filipinos and I think we'll consider that. Thank you for reminding me again.
Oo, alam ko kasi
We'll
yung
consider namin yan moving forward.
oo, you were asked by sino ba yung co-host mo doon sa Illustrado Go? Ano raw yung
Si
pandemic haircut?
Alvi.
Oo,
Yeah.
si Alvin. Ano raw yung pandemic haircut? Sabi ko, napatingin talaga ako, ano kaya ang pandemic ngayon na hairstyle, no?
Pandemic
Plus the fact,
hairstyle,
oo.
it's either hindi ka na nakapagpagupit because you didn't have the chance to go to the barber shop or to the salon, or ginupit mo ng sarili mo. Kasi uso na yun ngayon eh. That's what a lot of people are doing. Ako nga natuto ako maging barbero. I had to cut Antonino's hair, my youngest's hair,
Oo.
because he cannot go to the barber shop. So I had to learn how to cut his hair, and I did
And
it
you became the
well.
mad barber daw, mad barber.
At
Kasi
pero
para bang
maganda, yeah.
oo. So, I think that's something, a lot of things can be done. A lot of people would say, meron pa ba ang pag-asa? Yes, may pag-asa pa. Nasa inyo na lang yan. Nasa
Yeah.
inyo na yung buhay na yan, no? And I'm really happy, Lalaine, that you and Mon are really doing your own share of putting our flag. Talagang, kumbaga sa Independence Day, believe ako sa inyo kasi kayo yung nagtatayo talaga ng bandera dyan sa Middle East, no? And sana, I'm really happy. I'm really happy we can connect and we can help a lot of Filipinos. So, what is really now the plan? Ito nga, natuwa ako sa iyo kasi imagine si Lalaine ay naging urban farmer. Ito pa, no? Ito yung mga inyong fashion. Naku, pati si Mr. Mon Benitez pala, model din, no? Naging model na rin ba yan, ha? Parang
Kasama
bilib
kasi sa
naman.
trabaho namin yan, yeah.
Oo, bilib ako talagang. Kaya nga kayo hindi tumatanda, filinyal na filinyal kayo, no? Ah,
Millennial lang. Feeling lang.
feeling lang o may linya na, no? 'Di ba? Ganon parang yan mangyayari, no? So,
That's true.
eto
Yeah,
pa,
we'd
yan si
like to,
Conjen. Yan
yeah,
si Conjen.
Conjen.
Natutuwa ako diyan, no? Tuwan-tuwa ako diyan kay Conjen dahil all out for Filipinos tayo, no? Um, yan, parati kayo nagmi-meeting. Alam mo, pag nagmi-meeting kayo sa mga Dubai, ang gagwapo at gwapa kayo, no? Grabe, you really dress up, ha?
Represent. Represent the
Oo.
Filipinos well. This is the Philippine Business Council. That was the Philippine Business Council.
Oo, like nakita ko si Mr. Robert Prado at si Miss Malu. Naku, talagang Don at Donya, no? Don Prado. Ang galing, ang galing. Kung magdamit, talagang maporma, no?
Yeah,
So,
representing Filipinos.
baka design niya ni Mr. Cinco, ha? Ah, sana na-interview niyo na ba si Mr. Cincos?
He's very shy. Ayaw niya magpa-interview. Ang tagal
Talaga?
ko na siyang pinipilit. Yeah, si Michael is so shy. He's very shy daw to talk.
But, very popular, no? Very, very
But he's very
popular.
popular. They're very well respected. Sila Michael, sila Ezra dito, Fern One.
Mm,
And the rest of our Filipino designers, they have so much respect out here. Pag tinanong mo yung mga local women kung sino
mm.
mga paborito nilang designers, malamang sabihin sa'yo Michael Cinco or Ezra Santos. Sila
Oh.
talaga yung respetado dito. And you know, their reputation is beyond the UAE. They're also respected in so many other countries.
And even even celebrities from the US.
Definitely.
Si Michael Cinco ang nakuha, no? I read somewhere about him, no? Galing.
They dress up so many A-listers sa Hollywood, sila J-Lo, Sofia Vergara, all these people. He has dressed up Putin's daughters. So kahit sa
Wow.
Russia, meron niyang mga customers. So they're really doing a very good job of representing the Philippines.
But is he teaching some people about his techniques on design? Does he have a school somewhere in Dubai?
No, he doesn't have any. He doesn't have a school.
So
But
talagang
that's a good
kanya.
idea, yeah.
Oo. I mean, legacy na naman, di ba? Legacy yan
Legacy,
sa
yeah,
ganyan
definitely.
talaga ang buhay natin. Talagang may legacy diyan, no? So, nako, Mr. Husband and Wife, talagang nagtatawanan. Bilib ako sa inyo, parang wala kayong stress, no?
Mahilig kaming
Ah,
tumawa. We like to laugh.
oo nga, laughter daw is the best medicine,
Yeah,
no?
true.
So, yan. At tutuwa ako dito, Lalaine. You became
Yes.
an urban farming. Bakit? Bakit pumasok sa... Matagal na ito, Hindi ito COVID,
I think we started, I think 4 years ago, 4 seasons ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oo, oo.
I nung buhay ang mother ko when my mom was alive and she died 6 years ago, no, she kept telling me, anak, magtanim kayo, you know. She always kept telling me that, and it would go into one ear and go out the other ear. And then when she died, I don't know why I suddenly had the urge to start with farming in our garden, and we started planting, and I really felt a sense of it's sort of therapeutic, boots. I don't know if you plant, but I can lose myself, just working in the garden the whole
Mm.
day. Iba yung effect niya. And then, of course, when you start harvesting your own produce, like we have tomatoes, lettuce, carrots, iba-ibang mga gulay, iba yung klase ng fulfillment na mararamdaman mo. So we're in it because it makes us feel, I guess, relaxed, nakaka-relax siya. And at the same time, it makes you feel wholesome because you're eating food that you took care of, and it's all organic.
Wow. O yeah, meron ka talagang tagahanga dito, si Cheryl. Lalaine is an icon here in UAE.
Oh my
Wow.
God,
Okay.
hindi
Oh,
totoo
wow.
yan.
Oo, oh yeah. Cheryl, baka naman meron kang baka gusto mo lang humingi ng free subscription ng Illustrado, no?
No,
We
si
have joined most
Cheryl,
of our
yeah.
community events, always uplifting the lives and status of Filipinos
Thank you so
here.
much. Si Cheryl is
Okay.
part of our panel of experts for the webinar for jobs on Monday. So hi Cheryl,
Mm.
salamat sa tulong mo.
Yes, okay. Tamo. Basta ang Pilipino sana, magsama-sama. Wala mo nang irehan yung mga
Yeah,
taga dito ko, taga doon ka,
oo,
bahala ka sa buhay mo. Hindi ba? Hindi maganda
oo.
yung ganun eh, no?
Boots, yun
Ah,
pang isang gusto ko sanang matutuhan ng mga Filipinos dito is that we should not look at each other as competitors, especially in the business sector. Dapat ang mentality natin is we should be helping each other. That is something that most Filipinos have not learned yet. And I hope
mm,
they will learn that if we band together and we help each other, even if our businesses are similar, makakapagtulungan tayo. Dapat ang kakompetensya natin yung ibang lahi, hindi yung kapwa Filipinos. We can help each other, in fact.
in fact, the byword now is collaboration,
Yes, true.
It's everything. Kumbaga, nagsasagwan tayo ngayon sa isang dagat, pare-pareho tayo magsagwan rather than yung isa nasa kaliwa, isa kanan, iikot lang ikot tayo diyan, di ba?
That's true.
So,
Yeah.
I think this is something that we have to rally now our kababayan, no, na sama-sama tayo, hindi ba? Hindi naman yung ikaw lang kumikita, yung iba naman hindi kumikita, no?
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
And yeah, we have a Malaysian who is a Filipino watching also Kubumbun, is a Malaysian staying in Lipa and really one of the judges in the junior achievement here. So Lalaine, tell me, what is the future that Lalaine and Mon are trying to achieve now? Where do you go from here?
Wow, it's such a big question. We're hoping that our work with Illustrado is still going to flourish, but we're also working on other projects. Like we have, other startups that we're incubating right now. One of which is Giver, your friendly marketplace for sharing. And then there's another project that I can't speak of yet, but it's in the works. So Giver it's like an e-commerce platform, but everything is for free. You just have to pay for delivery. So instead na magbenta yung mga tao sa Giver, they're just giving away stuff. One of the projects that we worked on, there was a chain of hotels here, and we distributed maybe 125 pieces of furniture, hardwood furniture that came from a hotel, to different homes around the UAE. So that's something that hopefully that will pick up again once may clarity na itong COVID situation.
But aren't you planning to bring Illustrado beyond the walls of UAE? Matagal ko nang tinatanong sa inyo yan eh. Kasi parang sabi ko, yeah, you're okay. You're in that, kumbaga baluarte nyo na yan. But would Illustrado be something that we can go and have an Illustrado in Asia, Illustrado in the US? I mean, would
Yeah,
that be a possibility?
I think that would be a possibility. And those are the things that we were talking about even as early as maybe 8 years ago. But
Mm-hmm.
times have changed. So I think now it's even more possible for us because everything is digital now, Boots. So hopefully that is something that we can address moving forward. I'd like to see, although we already have followers or audiences in different countries around the world, only
Mm.
80% of our audience are here in the Gulf region, 20% are in other countries. But we still
Mm.
have to reinforce yung presence natin sa ibang countries. And yes, I think right now it's easier to do that because of the whole digital
Yeah.
situation.
Because, like, for example, Europe, we have a lot of Filipinos. Like in Monaco, when I gave a seminar there, grabe ang Pilipino, ang gagaling, no? But I think we should also raise that flag of Taas Noo, no?
Oh,
Filipino.
definitely.
In every
Definitely.
country where Filipinos are. And I think that is something to look forward. No, you and Mon should probably look at it, sleep over it, and but be serious about this movement, because nobody else. Sabi mo nga, who else will stand up? Who else
Yeah,
but you, di ba?
that's
You
true.
have
That's
made your
true.
mark already, and I think the challenge now is you have to wake up and bring this out of the Middle East, you know.
That's
And
true.
really
I like
US, for
that. Yeah.
example, 'di ba? California, ang daming mga Filipinos diyan. With the digital age, hindi ka na kailangan mag-print eh, 'di ba? Digital
That's
print,
true.
no? 'Di
Yes.
ba? So, ang ganda, ang ganda. I think you should look at that. Be global.
Mm-hmm.
Sabi ko nga ngayon, ang Pilipino, hindi na dapat local lang.
Oh,
Global. I
yes.
mean,
That's
we
true.
should be global but local, no?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and soon, I'm sure that the legacy that you will now have, no, that you're going to establish.
I hope
So,
so.
ano ang final word mo ngayon? What is your wish for for us Filipinos, that we are now in this COVID times, and really, what is your, can you give at least tatlong wish na lang na sana ganito?
Hmm. Okay. Well, I wish that Filipinos, wherever they are, whether employees or entrepreneurs or whatever, that they will embrace the new normal, and by embracing that, find a way to adapt to it. That's one of my wishes. I hope they find a way to, to exist, and not only to exist and survive, but also to thrive in these times. That's one of my wishes. My other wish is that I hope that Filipinos would always try and uplift themselves, and it has to start with each one of us. I want Filipinos to uplift themselves, and um, that does not only refer to the way we think, yung mindset natin, or to the way we talk and communicate with others. It's the whole package. So let's uplift ourselves and always put our best foot forward there. And yeah, and I think my third wish is that people find gratefulness and happiness in little things, because that has helped me so much in my journey. you know I think that has helped me to keep sane through all the challenges, and it has helped me to live a life that is happy and full. So I hope that people will find that, Boots. I hope that they will find thankfulness and joy in simple things.
Wow, that's loaded. Kumbaga, loaded from a super bionic woman, superwoman.
Almost, only
Uh,
almost, never
Malapit
perfect.
na. I mean, alam mo, ang buhay naman natin is never ending eh. There's no,
Yeah,
we don't end our page. The only time we
yeah.
end our page is when we face our creator and say, Lalaine, what have you done with the skills that I've given you? Napalawak mo ba ang ilustrado sa buong mundo? Siguro isang tanong yan sa iyo, no?
Yeah, yeah.
So, again, Lalaine, I'll be waiting for the day that I can go and give a series of webinar. I don't want to overload kasi a lot of people. There's so much information overload. There's so
Yes.
much sunburn, sunburn, and I like to give on chunks and little by
Mm-hmm.
little dosage so that people can absorb, especially for our kababayans in the Middle East. I sympathize. I know the feeling, lalo na pag August, nako. Ayoko pupunta diyan by August kasi diyan ho yung heat wave, no?
Yes, yes,
Ang init sa Dubai,
definitely.
okay?
But Boots,
So,
I'm looking forward to working with you. Definitely.
well, I'm just here. As sabi natin, BUK is be okay. We must rally that be okay rather than be sorry, di ba?
Of
So again, I'll
course.
be praying for you and Mon, and your
Thank you
kids
so
and
much.
Illustrado, and I'll always want to be looking at your growth. And as you are growing now at 13 years, 131 issues, I hope to see more and more a legacy that Lalaine and Mon are living in this earth natin, di ba? Ang dami nagpapasalamat, oh, ang dami. O si Gerard Mata, Richie Cuna of Your Gelato is also there watching. Malu Prado, sabi niya, world class daw ang Ilustrado. Oh yeah, talagang world class din. Uh, Again, I won't take much of your time. I know it's ano ba, Friday na, no? Friday dyan sa inyo.
Friday,
And
yeah.
it's time for Lalaine to go and garden. and be with your family. Again, thank you very much, Lalaine. Keep in touch. I'll be waiting for that time. So
Definitely, yeah.
you don't have to send me that email. You can just message me in my messenger, and that's it. That's it. Let's do it fast.
Let's do it, yeah.
Take away all the protocols. Sugod agad. Okay.
Looking forward to it. Salamat ng marami, Boots. I'm so
Salamat.
honored. And
Okay,
I
thank you
enjoyed
very
this
much. And
conversation. Salamat.
happy independence to all of you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.